Yeah, it's just strange to me that all of a sudden that people are telling us that, you should celebrate Men's Day. Men's Day, what's Men's Day? I'm supposed to acknowledge a day for men? Really? I'm already a man. Why do I need a day to be told that I'm a man? Am I supposed to go to my fellow man? Like, hey, what's up, bro? Happy Men's Day, man. I hope everything's all right.
Your lips are looking nice today.
Yeah, your lips are looking real nice, honey. Am I supposed to kiss him in his neck? Like, come on now.
Happy Men's Day.
Jesus Christ. Happy Men's Day. Happy Men's Day. Do you feel like a man on today, on Men's Day? Do you feel like a man?
When I'm broke as shit, yeah, I feel like a man.
You're a broke man. That's what it is. You're a homeless man. Happy Men's Day.
Happy Men's Day.
Happy Men's Day. Oh my God.
Let's shake hands.
It reminds me of the past fight that happened. I don't know if you guys are aware of what happened last Friday. The
with
internet
Nick Tyson
extravaganza. Yes, with Balrog fighting Glass Joe.
Oh boy.
Yeah, they have that.
They made a lot of money.
They made so much money. It's not even fair the amount of money that they made. It's just not even fair. The amount of bets that were made, the amount of Netflix buy-ins, and it also showed. I'm happy that this did happen because it shows that streaming in general still has a lot of trouble to fix up. They have a lot of problems, a lot of issues needs to get resolved. All right. In my opinion, the Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson fight was a stress test for Netflix. But besides that, I think we got one of the greatest freeze frames of all of 2024. That 20-second clip of Mike Tyson just aggressively kissing that man in his neck, looked like he wanted to lick his ear. And then we get that that pan out frame where it just shows Mike Tyson, wearing chaps. I don't know if I can say the other word. I don't want us to get banned. We gotta wait. Do we still gotta wait before we start cursing? Is that what it is?
Let's try to keep it very PG because the last two videos we made
very PG?
Have been very low in the views.
Abysmal.
Which I don't mind, but I'd like to get as much as we can, I guess.
Perfectly fine.
We've been averaging like 30, so.
That's fine. I mean, you guys saw it. What happened with Mike Tyson and Jake Paul? You all saw it. I didn't see any of the man. Do you want to see the picture?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
No, you don't want to see it, man. It's just a dude naked. Why do you want to see
that
one?
Yes, naked? I did see that.
That's what I'm talking about.
And I was like, what is this? So can you give me some context on that? What was that at the end of the fight or before the fight? Or what the fuck was that?
That was during the girls' fight. It was the Puerto Rican and Irish girl fighting. I think they were going in between rounds, and they just happened to do like a quick little interview with Mike Tyson. He said what he had to say about Jake Paul, and then he started to aggressively kiss this man in his neck and lick his ear, and then just walk away. Personally, I didn't know how to feel. I didn't know if I should feel aroused, if I should feel concerned, if I should be scared. I didn't know if that image was supposed to pump me up. I didn't know how to feel.
I didn't
know if I was supposed to get excited, like
watching this almost 60-year-old man or however old he is. You're watching.
Yeah, this man is almost 60 years old, half naked on television. Jesus Christ. It's like
he might as well be full.
What's going on here?
He might as well be full naked. Let's be real.
Full on naked. Oh God.
But yes, welcome everybody. Welcome to TSB, the podcast where we talk about games and media and things. We recently had a full season 1 review of Penguin 6 days ago, released. That's TSB number 42 if you want to check it out. We went in depth kind of over the first episode and then like more or less tracking the rest of the season. We went deep into it, discussing a lot of
I think what happened was that
things.
we spoke a lot of the main points very beginning on where we should have did a little more focus on the first episode and spread it all out, the talk in general.
I think we did a fine job.
I'm happy that we at least went, kept going back to the point. What are we doing here? Christian Melody, that's besides the point. I'm sorry, man. She's just so sexy and beautiful, guys. Are we going to talk about this Sony takeover? Are we going to do this first?
Let's go into this first. Do you see my screen?
No, I don't see your screen. That's why I'm asking. Guys, I'm blind. I don't know what's going on. What is this Ratatan reveal
Uh,
trailer? What is Ratatan, guys? What is this? Am I supposed to be concerned? Is this supposed to be cool? What is this? Oh, this is terrible. Actually, no, this is cute.
you never played this game?
No.
Pata 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 pong. Never.
Oh, Patapon?
Yeah.
Oh,
This
they
is-
brought him back?
This is the new one.
Wait. No, I was not aware. I did not know they brought him back.
Yeah, I just saw this on my feed. I was like, oh, look at this.
Oh, that's pretty cool. That's hype.
I like the art. It's awesome.
No, their artwork was always good. But I've said this many times before. We need to go back to 2D art. We never fully reach the peak for sprite art, because a lot of the sprite art now are technically 3D based.
Well, this isn't even
over.
this isn't even sprites. This is like just hand drawn at this point.
No, this is all hand drawn. Yeah, this is strictly hand drawn. Yeah, and this is beautiful. Look how fluid it is. You know.
Yeah,
But,
we got.
I
There's
mean,
a lot of room for
how
2D
expensive-
games. You could do a lot, and you can get a lot of. I think it's a mistake to think you can't make 2D games or like they're too much work or whatever. Like, I think there's a lot you can do in this space.
Who has the seniority to lead that project? How many people know how to actually do sprite-based characters? You know, how many people are familiar with using graphing paper and drawing within those frames to make sure that your character doesn't lose certain artistic qualities when you're transferring over, you know, from paper to software and so forth. I know I probably said it all fucked up. There probably is an actual term for it, and I apologize, guys. That's okay. You're losing a lot of that, you know? Those artists don't exist no more. A lot of those artists are gone. That's why Capcom was very well known for it. You know, they were the masters of a lot of that the spriting art, especially for like the fighting games. Everybody was copying them. I mean, look at some of the sprite art from SNK and what they did. What was it? KOF 12?
Wasn't there a new
new
Metal Slug game?
Yeah, yes, but I don't know if that one is sprite based. If I'm right.
Oh,
Metal
Tactics.
Slug Tactic.
Yeah, we should cover this one too. But yeah, go on.
Yeah, like you'll see a lot of these sprite games. You know, like they're getting. It's not that they're getting difficult to make. No one has the knowledge to make it, and you'll have to start over again. It's like learning how to draw. And
They'd have to
most
hire
people-
new staff and essentially train
Yeah.
them in, I guess. Perhaps.
train them, yeah, and the amount of time that it would take for them to learn and figure everything out, it's not really worth it. And I think that's why a lot of these companies just don't want to do it at all. And it's a lot easier to do 3D now. I think more people are more comfortable using Maya or like even the Unreal Engine. I think we've spoken about it before, that they have a lot of assets available for free that you can use in your game for do licensing purposes and so forth.
The company
to come up
owns
with like those,
an asset library. There's other asset
Yeah,
libraries
asset
you can
libraries,
get
yeah.
access to. And you've got some generalists or some modelers on your team. They can make a couple things for you. It all becomes
Yeah.
rather soulless.
and it becomes an issue because you have to create all those assets from the ground up. You know, like where with the Unreal Engine, you can get the basic asset for like a grass texture or a rock texture. If you're going to do it in 2D spriting, you'd have to do everything up from the ground up. And you're going to have to learn how to properly use shading. You're going to need to know the color theory. That's going to be very important. You need to take in consideration the monitors are being used. And that's funny because that's something that a lot of the older companies from the 90s spoke about, that they were always taking consideration what monitors were being used. You got to remember, like all those old tube TVs, you know, they had to be like a certain color. So they were already taking that into effect when they were making the games. They couldn't be a certain, like they couldn't use black. They use a lot more of dark navy blues, the darker forest greens. That's why there is no real black in those games. If you look at it, it's like a very dark shade of red or like burnt umber crimson, you know, or a very dark brown.
Yeah.
You know, there is no real black being used.
When it is used, it
Cuphead
looks
is
weird.
another one, yeah.
But you know what's funny?
Yeah,
Cuphead
it looks
came
very
out,
weird.
and you'd think after that game came out, you'd see a lot more like drawing-based games come around, but
It's
there
too
have
expensive.
there haven't
It's
really
too
been
expensive.
that many. It's
Not
gotta
only
be
is it too
it's gotta be
expensive-
cheaper than fucking using 3D and stuff.
The reason why I say it's too expensive, and I'll admit this: when you draw pen and paper, you have a little bit more control in the editing process. You know, it's not that hard to trace a drawing, you know, as long as you have the person that is a tracer. Remember when people had tracers, you know, in certain comic book establishments? That's not even a job anymore. The tracers and the inkers, that's gone. That job doesn't exist anymore.
You get the AI to
Anyway.
ink your.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah. So if you had a tracer that was good enough, you know, he would like go in and make the edits and so forth. But now, I don't even think they can do that, you know, because it has, like I said, I think that's why a lot of those games that are hand drawn, they're made in a very, very simplistic manner. So that way everyone on the team can edit it. It's not like before where the art team were a little bit more knowledgeable. They knew more about human anatomy. So they didn't put more emphasis on the Disney style, if that makes sense. They were more comfortable with the sharp edges and everything else. That's kind of like with this game, where you'll see a little bit more sharp edges, and there are those rounded effects, but no, you see a lot of sharp edges here. Like you see, like right there with the design with the characters, even like their fonts.
Like think of it like this scene right here, right? With this is a beautiful background art, by the way.
No, it's very beautiful. No, and
but
like even
this,
like these
this
very
scene here
simplistic characters
with the
that are rounded,
fars,
they still have those characteristics that make them pop up. I'm sorry that I keep cutting you off. I just wanted to get back to the sharp edges and the round edges conversation, because I need to highlight that out for people. Like I think the Disney style is not a bad style. I think that is the true masterclass style, but people have taken the soul out of that style. You know, I mean, like the Steven Universe style, like that's remnants. Like that's remnants of the Mickey Mouse style.
Don't even
but it's
start.
but it's a bastardization of the style. I've actually spoke with a good friend of ours. That style was first created in the School of Visual Arts here in New York City, and then they took it over to California. It started in SVA.
The Cal Arts.
He had to educate me. Yeah, so it wasn't originally a Cal Arts. It was originally an SVA style. It was an original style, apparently. And then the dudes in Cali, you know, they took it and they made it the industry standard, unfortunately.
Disgusting. But yeah, like I was saying, like, look at this background art. Like, if you were to make this in 3D, you'd have to, like, make that whole level. You'd have to put all those assets to perform. You'd have to check the performance. You'd have to get the lighting right. Like, it's a lot cheaper. And yeah, you're gonna have to find someone that can do it, but you're gonna save a lot of time and money, like doing just 2D art for your game, and it's gonna have this visual flair that not a lot of other games have. Like right now, we're having a lot of like lighting issues in games because we've abandoned the baked lighting of the olden days, like your Splinter Cell games, like all those PS2 era games that had those beautiful lighting. The lighting in the levels, like that shit is all gone because we don't use baked lighting anymore. All they're using is the what's it called, the lighting engine, like the
ray tracing.
Like the ray tracing, like just in engine lighting, like letting the system.
Yeah, it's not real lighting.
It is like real lighting, but it's not visually as interesting as pre-baked lighting was. Because you had actual artists like looking at the level design and saying, okay, we're going to put a lamp here, and then the lamp is going to cast all these shadows on this area, and we don't have to fuck with that, you know. That shit is all gone.
But a lot of that goes back to what we learned in school, like the perfect use of a lot of those contour drawings, making good use of your shadows and like your white coloring also. Like that's why like a lot of like some of those older Batman drawings from like Neil Adams, where he would use like the heavy emphasis on black to show like the mask, and then like obviously the white eyes and like the muscles would be white and everything else, but obviously like the cloak and everything else would be like very dark and black. You know, like a lot of people have lost that style, you know, that contour style of drawing. It just doesn't exist anymore. And people I keep saying it, you know, a lot of these artists don't know how to draw a circle. They just don't know art. Like, look how beautiful this game is. This is a person that was knowledgeable in the color theory. He knew how to make use of everything. Look at the good use of the shapes, all right? He knew his geometry. You know, let's not kid ourselves now. That a lot of those basic stuff is very important.
The visual effects are also really, really nice.
Oh, yeah, really, really nice. I mean, come on, man. Look at these colorways. You know, it really and it really shows off that tropical feel.
That was the whole like vibe, like 2008 or so. Like a lot of games are going for that whole tropical color wave.
Well, that was that's because of Project Dolphin and Project Katana. And anybody that knows what Project Dolphin is, I think it was Project. It was a squirrel.
I'm scared to Google this.
No, don't. Project Dolphin was the original prototype name for the Nintendo GameCube, and then Project Katana was the original prototype name for the Sega Dreamcast. And those are the two main systems that were using an aquatic aesthetic for the theme of the system and like the entire and like the games that they presented. So that's why Sonic Adventure looked the way it did. Super Mario Sunshine looked the way it did. Yeah, they were really. There's an actual name for this aquatic theme. I forgot. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Now I got
a lot of Japanese games in that era were doing this, and they're all fantastic. Monster Hunter was doing this as well.
Yeah, there's a name for this theme where they put a lot of emphasis on like the aquatics, the dolphins, the colorful coral reefs. You know, there's a name for it, but it can't come to me right now. But I apologize, guys. If you know, please put it in the comments. You know,
drop it in the comments.
Yeah, but like that's why they were trying to go back to that colorful era. Because remember, at one point, I want to say, yeah, like from 2005 to like 2008, 2009, like gaming took like a dark turn. Like that's when a lot of war games were coming out. They became very popular, like Resistance, the Call of Duties, the Haze. What was those other games?
The brown, like a lot of those. The brown sludge.
Yeah, remember like all those games had like a brown sludge, or like they call it the piss yellow tint now. Like I know that's the joke now. Like I know Resident Evil 5 was one of those games that had like that yellow tint. Metal Gear Solid was another one that had that yellow tint. You know, I don't know why they did that visual style. To me, I thought that was more for the particle effects. You know, to show like there was dirt in the wind. Because remember, they wanted to show like different weather effects in the games, but they never really pushed it as far. So then again, I'm not too sure. You know, I would have to go back and look again.
Well, let's look at this this Metal Slug thing real quick too.
Oh, Jesus Christ, man. I'm going everywhere, and you're just like, let's look at this Metal Slug. You know, let's not talk about the graphics or anything. Let's not talk about these beautiful visual effects.
Well, this is another part of it, you know?
Oh, no, this is beautiful right here. SNK has always been on top, man. They know about it. They always going to keep it anime in 2D. I love it. Look at these beautiful 2D graphics. Oh, my God, bro. I love it.
This looks great.
No, this is wonderful. This is wonderful right here.
Have you played this one?
No. I need to buy it. I need to buy it and support them.
It seems up your alley.
Yeah, this is it. This is my stuff right here. I mean, I was speedrunning Metal Slug before speedrunning Metal Slug was even cool. We were doing it at the arcade. We were doing 1/4 runs. Like, I don't know what these new kids are doing on YouTube. That's all bullshit. All right? If it's not on the arcade, at the arcade, you're not really doing it.
You know, you imagine how many quarters these speedrunners would have spent back in the day. Just restarting the game. Oh, the enemy did the thing I didn't like. That's why I fucking hate this speedrunner era right now, because it's not real. Like, you're restarting the game 80 times, and then finally your schizo ass uploads the one time where your run went well. It's like, fuck off, dude.
Yeah,
Nobody.
Perfect. Yeah.
Why are we watching you? This is like the, I don't even know what to call it. It's like a funnel. Like you're putting in a whole bunch of like garbage at the top, and then at the bottom we see your final masterpiece, quote unquote, where everything happens the way you want it to happen. It's like, oh, look, he's so good at the game. Look at how masterful. It's like, yeah, it looks nice, but you're not seeing the thousands of failed runs where he's been up for 9 hours.
Exactly.
Putting his doo-doo fingers up his nose.
No, I completely agree. Because I was one that I was learning how to speed run Super Punch Out before I even knew what speed running was, and I was doing it as a kid, just trying to figure out how fast I could beat the time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's funny that a lot of the stuff that was like
look at Jake Paul beating up Mike Tyson. Look at him.
Like schoolyard rumor and everything. You know, like it was actually true. Like even some of the stuff that I read now, like who is this right now that you're showing? You're summoning Saul. I love this guy. Like he was one of the main ones that was doing like the speed runs for Mike Tyson's Punch Out. I think he held one of the world records. But the guy that actually did the world records for Mike Tyson's punch out, I think was a guy by the name of Matt Turk. So there's only one picture online of Matt Turk, and you can look it up, and it's him with Mike Tyson. So it's it's actually very beautiful. And like he's like the speedrunning god apparently. Like Matt Turk had like held the record for years apparently. Like people could not beat this guy's record. Like he was like the speedrunning god. And Matt Turk held the record for a lot of games. It wasn't only Punch Out, it was oh my god, I think was it Ninja Gaiden? No, I don't want to say Ninja Gaiden. I don't want to be incorrect. I would have to get back on that. Yeah, but Matt Turk was like the legend apparently. This guy was like a true video game legend, like held world records for like beating these games in a timely manner. You know, and he laid out the entire strategy. This was remember in the 90s, this is an era where it was cool to like have your little blog post with like your strategies and everything, and people would come to your website and read it.
Download
and
your GameFAQs article.
Yeah, download your GameFAQs article. Yup. That was the thing. That really was a thing back in the day. People forget that. You know, now what people would do is that they'll take your video, make a video with your information and act like they made the video from the beginning. You know, it's very disingenuous. But yeah, man.
It's the era of disingenuous shit.
Yeah, but all these speedrunning strategies always existed, you know? Like the good ones, the bad ones. Like just to wrap this up really quick, like all I really wanted to point out is that for me, if you're going to speedrun an arcade game, you need to do it on original arcade hardware. There's no point of you doing it on the PlayStation emulator or an arcade emulator. No, do it on the actual fucking cabinet. All right, do it with the original P360 buttons and the P360 lever.
Don't
right?
speedrun, kids. It's autistic mental illness. Don't do it.
And if you are an arcade fanatic, you'll know why I mentioned those two products. You know, like the Sanwas and everything. Yeah, do it with the original Sanwa hops. You know, like stop lying to yourself. Why are you doing it on the controller?
I like the idea of like, I like the idea of like personal bests and stuff like that. But like when people get into like, it's gotta be, I gotta be the first one on YouTube who's got this for the 1,000 views of the week or whatever. It's like, just do it for yourself. Like, it's not, I don't know, man. It's.
Like, I get the appeal of it because I'll say this, and I want to wrap this up. This is weird that we even started talking about speedrunning.
I like
it.
But
for me, I follow a guy on Twitch that does speedrunning, and he's speedrunning a game that I've always wanted to speedrun, and I've always had the impression that you can beat this game in under an hour.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've always felt that way as a kid, and I've always practiced it. So to see him now actually do it, like the little kid in me is happy.
Right.
You know, like I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. You know, like it's Mega Man Legends. He speedruns Mega Man Legends 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so to see a lot of the strategies that they came up with to actually beat the game in that fast of a manner, you know, and they're playing it on the Japanese version, and they already mastered all the text, all the button pressing, all the menu skips and everything. Like it's hilarious to me because I've always said it. Yeah, you got to do all. Even as like I always said it as a kid. Yeah, you got to do all this shit. You know, but I was never able to actually put it into effect. You know, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh yeah, I'm going to take credit for like I knew this. No. Like I always thought, you know, like yeah, you know, there is a way. So it's funny that
there is a way
are doing it without cheats.
There is a way to do it.
Yeah, there's a way to doing it. You know, without cheating. You know, because remember there are glitch speed runs. There's the glitchless speed runs. There's the 100% speed runs. There's the any percent.
You got all the
acronyms
runs on the video. This is X2 and V.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. Like
you gotta know which kind of speed run it is. Oh, he doesn't use this power up in this speed run.
Yeah. Yeah. Like no. Like all that is like that's legit. Like I get it. Like
glitchless.
I know some people hate it. They hate it, but like I get it. Like all weapon speed run, all armor speed run. Like I get it. It's just to see how fast you. Like I get it. Like how knowledgeable you are of the game. You know. There is a level of degeneracy to it.
Well,
you know?
For me,
I do agree.
For me, when I'm watching like a speed run for whatever reason that I am, like I used to watch them for Bloodborne because I personally wanted to be a little faster at getting through Bloodborne just for personal reason, right? Like I think I like the game. I like running through it.
Speed runs are poisonous. Those Bloodborne, you're just rolling to an area you're not supposed to be at.
Well, they have like little nice, interesting tricks you could pick up on, and you can learn a little bit more about the game, right? But for me, like when I'm watching a speedrun and it's like you're just skipping like 90% of the zone, and that's what kind of happens in Bloodborne. It's kind of like, why am I watching this? Why are you playing the game like this? Second of all, like, is this entertaining? Like you're just running through, you're just skipping like 90% of the game. That's why I kind of like the way those old beat 'em ups are designed, where you have to kill everybody before you get to go to the next zone.
Yeah,
I like that contained element. Like to me, that's more of you playing the game. Like if you're just running past everything, you're just playing a walking simulator at that point. I don't know. I have a lot of hot takes on speedrunners. I don't know.
No, you have to kill the enemies to advance. No, what they're doing is that they're circumventing a lot of what the game was supposed to be about. No, it's nothing wrong. It's good. It's legit. You know, you as a developer and me as a person that actually does speedrunning and play games to those levels where I was beating them in an hour. You know, like I understand.
Oh, you mentioned developer.
Developer,
aspiring indie dev with 0 releases. But it's funny.
0 releases.
It's funny, you know. Sometimes I would think about funny ways to mess with speedrunners, and it's like, oh, like insert like a random NPC that comes in 3 hours in, and he randomly wastes minutes of your time, or he like demands you to do a side quest and you can't escape, and it's like, this guy ruined my run just to piss.
Fuck. No, I've seen that before. I'm telling you, like I've seen it.
Right at the end of the game, like at the 9th hour of section, it's like there's like a 30% chance, there's like or 50% chance there's an NPC that pops out.
Yeah, like,
you gotta play 9 hours until you flip the coin. It's like, all right, guys, let's see if he comes out. Oh, fuck.
Like I did that before, bro. I tried to do a Grand Theft Auto 3 speed run, and I figured out how to skip to the second island, and I fucked up the trick. You know, and that was the end of my run. You know, but if I would have actually did it, I would have had actually a good time. No, I stopped caring because I was like, damn, like now because I'm not gonna spend my whole entire fucking day trying to
time to reset it, guys. We gotta get that time.
No.
Your dad knocks on the door like, you all right? I haven't seen you in days.
You want to know what was the worst part? You're gonna think I'm retarded for this if I tell you.
Yeah, you are.
I was speed running Grand Theft Auto 3 on an iPhone. It's the future of gaming, bro. I'm sorry, man. Steve Jobs knew something about touch gaming. He knew something, you know. And especially if you get to the point where the screens, you can press down on it and it'll know like certain attacks. Oh man, he would have been on it, bro. So I was speed running this shit. I am not even making it up.
You're holding a little.
I was speed running
this little circle on the screen. I mean, I've seen you speed run the game. It looks entertaining. You know, you're trying to get all those button presses perfect. And
yes, and I learned all those strategies on the iPhone. I learned all those strategies on the iPhone. I was watching people play it on PC and doing it on the iPhone.
So what do you think about like other challenge runs, like not speedrunning? Like, I'm only gonna use. Like I did a challenge run for Demon Souls where you could only use crossbows, and for anyone who's never played that game, the crossbows don't scale with anything, so you can't.
No, I like that.
You can't increase their damage. So there were like 3 or so bosses where it took me like 45 minutes each to take them down with the crossbow, and the whole run took me like 9 hours. And I was like, it was like like I did it, you know. And like this is like the dumbest, one of the dumbest things I've done. You know, I wasn't like streaming or like trying to show anybody. It was just entertaining for me. You know,
you just doing it. Yeah.
Is it possible? Can I do this? What happens when you do it? Like, what are the results?
I would do the same thing in Marvel too, bro. I would pick a low tier team, see how far I would get in arcade mode, you know, and then take that same exact team online and see if I could win a couple of matches with it. And most of the time, I was very successful. Mm-hmm. You know, niggas say, "Oh, I can't show this a violent game." What do you mean it's a violent game? It's not violent. It's Grand Theft Auto.
He beat up that lady of the night with a bat. Oh, I know this cutscene.
Oh, Jesus, man. Drive Misty for me. Gotta go pick up Misty for Joey.
He wants some action from his regular girl, Misty. Go pick her up.
Oh, I know that
her
voice
house,
actor.
but watch
Grand Theft
yourself.
Auto.
That's Diablo Turf.
Who's that? Who's that voice actor?
What's his name?
The kind you keep waiting.
Cypher.
Remember,
I think Cypher
this is your
from
foot in the
fucking
door.
Matrix.
So
I think.
That's Ralph Cifaretto?
I think so. It sounds like him. I might be wrong.
No way. He was in. He did the voice in Grand Theft Auto 3.
It sounds like him. I could be wrong. I don't know.
I just recently watched The Fugitive, and I totally forgot that he was in that movie.
The Fugitive.
Yeah, Joe Pantoliano.
So, what? Have you ever done any other challenge, besides Marvel 2, any other challenge runs or anything like that?
Yes, he was in Grand Theft Auto 3. Oh, and Phil Lotado was in Grand Theft Auto 3. I didn't know that.
There you go. The more you know.
Yeah, he was Salvatore Leone in Grand Theft Auto 3. Oh, that's hilarious. I didn't know that. Wow. That's a nice little lore right there. Nice little lore. Yeah, Frank Vincent. So can we move along now from this degenerate conversation about speed running? Jesus Christ.
I wanted to ask, what other kind of runs would you do? You ever done any other type of challenge runs or anything like that?
Mostly the hard modes for other games, I'm mostly 100%ing.
Right. Yeah.
I was trying to figure out how to 100% Crash Bandicoot 3 because I figured out all the secret levels.
Whoa!
So then it would, I think the highest is 110%. I think. Yeah, that's when you find all the secrets and everything. So I was trying to do this. This is Jesus Christ. This was years ago, man. What else? I would do challenges in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. I would pick a low tier gun and try to see if I can get a nuke with it. That was fun. I'm not gonna lie, because that's actually challenging. Because you actually have to play hide and seek.
It's funny you find new strategies that you can use when you're not using that weapon. When you're using
the overpowered gun. Weapon. Yeah, it's funny.
You learn things.
Yeah, you do. It's funny that you mentioned that. Yeah, that's why I always loved it doing that.
But
picking a weaker gun.
The reason I'm picking on this subject now is because I was watching a very boring video game related podcast.
Okay.
Spoiler: it wasn't this one. It was a different one.
No, it probably was this one. It was probably terrible.
But no, they were talking oh man, why doesn't Nintendo have achievements for the Switch? And it's you really can't think of why they don't have achievements on their console. It's they don't want these kids. They don't want these kids spending hours doing autistic Batman Arkham collect 900 coin shit. That's probably why. It's a lot of those achievements in games. A lot of them are extremely pointless. Just time wasting shit. Just shit that the console developer mandated that you put in the game. Oh, you need achievements in your game, otherwise we won't put it on the Snowy store.
It's just terrible. What's the point of it? You're just forcing kids to stay on the console. And I think that's what Japan is trying to avoid, the video game addiction, because they already have that issue.
Have you ever...
And Nintendo being one of the forefront leaders, they don't want them to get addicted to the game. So maybe that's why they're not doing it.
I mean, I wouldn't even, let's, for some retarded reason, let's assume I was in charge. Addiction would be lower on my list than time wasting. Let me not waste your time, at the very least, and then I can get into addiction. That'll be second on the list. I don't know. If I don't waste your time, maybe then you won't waste your own time. Maybe you'll have some respect for yourself. But a lot of these games now, it's just got 100%, gotta get the platinum trophy, dude. Oh no, who was that guy? He recently got his account hacked or some shit, that he lost all his platinum trophies or some shit.
Oh yes, that's so sad. Yes, I remember when they first gave him that world record, and the picture they took of him, he looked so deprived of his health. The bags that he had under his eyes, he was so skinny. A lot of people were saying that he looked very unhealthy. Oh my God, what was that guy's name? I totally forgot.
What was it? 22 hours ago, this one.
Yeah. Number one trophy hunter gets
I laugh because it's funny to me. Sorry.
No, he had every trophy apparently, even for the games that got delisted.
This guy?
Yeah. His PlayStation, yeah. But I mean, obviously he looks healthy now. But back then, like when he first got that world record, nah, yeah, he would look mad unhealthy, bro.
A well-known
Like he's fat.
PlayStation gamer has quit the company for reasons that should make PSN account owners take pause and tries to secure their accounts. Hakum, aka Hakim Karim, a gamer from Bahrain, is still on the record in the Guinness World Records for the most PSN profile trophy points collected.
The most. He has all of them.
I mean, congrats to you, but I don't know.
He has all of them.
You could have learned how to rebuild planes or something. I feel like an asshole, but Hakum's account was hacked, but this is not a simple hack. As Hakum explains it, Sony refused to reinstate his account, and the reasons why it cast enormous cloud on whether consumers can really trust the company. Sony, in particular, is well known for vulnerability on their online systems, worse than Microsoft, Nintendo, and Valve. Some of us still remember, blah, this is like padding the fucking article. Sony, da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay, September 9th, he cannot access his PSN and learns he was hacked. He waits a few days, assuming it's a bug. He doesn't receive the email. Contacts customer server, talking to 10 different agents. They treated me like a piece of trash. Damn. They won't give him information. After 2 days, a Sony employee who calls himself Anthony claims that he needs to verify his credit card information. For those who don't know, this is a clear and failed attempt at social engineering. He records both calls and shares this to Sony. Sony cites suspicious activity as proof of term violations. You platinum games which require 100 hours to platinum in a few hours. You completed games in 0 minutes. You logged in over 200 accounts. You logged in 29 PlayStations. Hakum later figures out that number 1 actually refers to a PlayStation trophy system called Auto Pops or Instant Platinums. And item number 2, on the other hand, is an issue with PSN Store. There are many developers making games that let you platinum after a few as 5 seconds. This is clearly set up for trophy addicts, and it's one of the reasons Hakum stopped chasing trophies. Isn't it weird that this is the era of gaming we live in? Like, the game itself is not rewarding enough. You need something else to get you to really to buy our game or play it. And this was always a weird conversation I would have with like regular people out in the world, like out when I was working or whatever. It's like, oh man, I got the platinum for this game or this blah blah blah, and it's like, for what? Like, there's games that I love that I don't even have all the trophies on. Like, I've played so much Demon Souls and Final Fantasy 12. I don't have all the achievements on those games. I don't give a shit.
Good Lord.
For me, playing the game was enough. I don't know. So when this article came up, I couldn't help but just laugh. I don't know.
I mean, I understood it as a kid to show off, like, oh yeah, I did all the trophies, but now it's just like, who really has the fucking time to really sit there and get all the trophies? And I remember when they first did the programs, the idea is that if you had all the trophies, you were allowed to obtain a free game from the PlayStation Network. That was the program that Sony originally tried to do. So you were supposed to rack up platinum trophies, and depending on how many platinum trophies you had, you could buy you could get a game for free. But obviously, Sony probably saw a loophole in that and was like, we're going to cancel the program. So all these people have these platinum trophies for nothing. You know, no currency, nothing. I remember that. That was very early on in the PlayStation 3 days. Very, very early on. Or maybe it was a rumor. Who knows? Who knows?
Fuck, I don't know. Yeah, let's move on from this. That was a weird, nice conversation. Went through a lot of weird things. Do you want to go over this C++ thing? Hello, are you there? Did I lose my co-host?
Yes. No. The U.S. So apparently the U.S. government wants developers to stop using C and C++. Does anyone want to tell Linus Torvald? No, I didn't think so. I mean, what the fuck, man? This is an opinion piece made by Stephen J. Vaughan. Nicole's with the Register. I must be a glutton for punishment. Not only was my first programming language IBM 360 assembler, My second language was, this guy is fucking ancient. Holy shit. Did you just hear what he said?
Every time he types, there's dust that comes off the keyboard.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Oh my God. My second language was C. Programming anything in dumb wasn't easy. Programming safely in either is much harder. So when the U.S. cybersecurity and infrastructure, the security, sorry about that. So when the U.S. Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, the CISA, and the FBI announced they were doubling down on their efforts to persuade software manufacturers to abandon memory unsafe programming languages such as C and C++ for new code, at least, it came as no surprise. The report on product security bad practice warns software manufacturers about developing new product lines for use in service of critical infrastructure or national critical functions, NCFs, in a memory unsafe language, C or C++, where there are readily available alternative memory safe languages that could be used, is dangerous and significantly elevates risks to national security, national economic security, and national public health and safety. In short, don't use C or C++. Yeah, that's going to happen.
So,
what the fuck does this even mean at this point?
So they're saying C or C++ programming languages are not safe to use, I guess for like hacking concerns. But from what I understand, and this is like a very stupid-brained me being not informed entirely on what's going on, but aren't
Aren't you a programmer?
Aren't the AIs, isn't this the concern that the AIs are essentially going to crack every kind of encryption you could ever possibly have anyway?
Oh, so it's Digital Fortress all over again. That's it. It's a never-ending loop.
Are we just like well, let's move to this language because it's more secure or something? Like, what language are they even promoting them to use? Because it's not just like the language is just like, oh, okay, we'll use this language instead. There's performance reasons why you would use C++ over even C. I think maybe I don't know. Like I'm not too knowledgeable. I'm not too knowledgeable on the whole thing.
I mean, it is a little concerning, because some of the older games, weren't they programmed in C and C++?
Okay, so
I believe Street Fighter 2 was programmed in C.
So they're recommending Rust, Java, C#, Go, Python, and Swift.
Oh no, you didn't even let me finish, man.
I just want to cut to that part real quick just to get that information. But yeah, you can go on.
Oh no, yeah, it's fine. Let's read a little bit more. If this sounds familiar, it's because CISA has been preaching on this point for years. Early in 2024, CISA, along with partner agencies, including the FBI, Australian Signals Directorate, Australian Cybersecurity Century, and the Canadian Centre for Cybersecurity, aka the Five Eyes, oh shit, published a report exploring memory safety in critical open source projects, which analyzed 172 critical open source projects. The findings revealed that over half of these projects contain code written in memory unsafe languages, accounting for 55% of the total lines of code across the exam projects. Specifically, memory unsafe languages require developers to properly manage memory use and allocations. Mistakes, which inevitably occur, can result in memory safety vulnerabilities, such as buffer overflows and use after free. Successful exploitations of these types of vulnerabilities can allow adversaries to take control of software systems and data. Tell us something we didn't know. I like this guy. CISA continued that memory safety vulnerabilities account for 70% of security vulnerabilities. So, to address this concern, CISA recommends that developers transition to memory safety programming languages such as Rust, Java, C#, Go, Python, and Swift. These languages incorporate built-in protections against common memory-related errors, making them more secure from the code up. But I don't believe that, though. Because if they teaching the AI to learn C and C++, isn't half these fucking languages based off it?
We're not adequately informed enough to, I think, opine on what exactly is going on here, or how vulnerable, or what kind of vulnerability is happening. Does he explain what kind of vulnerability specifically?
Well, sounds good, doesn't it? If only if it was that easy to snap your fingers and magically transform your code base from C to C Rust.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, it's not. It's not going to happen. Yeah, and that's the problem. You learn one language, and at that point you learn all the nits and crannies, all the shortcuts, and then you're trying to do it in these other languages. It's not going to happen. You end up making bad code or spaghetti code, as they say. It's just everywhere. But that's just me speaking from a knowledgeable point of view. I know a little bit.
The next line here is take Rust in Linux, for example. Even with support from Linux creator Linus Torvalds, Rust is moving into Linux at a snail's pace.
Oof. I mean, they said Rust is better, apparently.
Yeah, I'm not knowledgeable
claim.
enough to even to know exactly what it is. I see a script, I can kind of break it down what it's doing, and kind of do a Frankenstein copy of that script for the things that I need. That's about how informed I am on this subject of programming. I'm bad Frankenstein's assistant, basically. But I'll continue on, if you will.
No, of course. The problem is, as Torvald said at an Open Source Summit Europe 2024, the whole Rust versus C discussion has taken almost religious overtones. Absolutely correct, with harsh arguments that have led to one Rust and Linux maintainer throwing up his hands in disgust and walking away. You see, people who spent years and sometimes decades mastering C don't want to master the very different Rust. They don't see the point. After all, they can write memory-safe code in C, so why can't you? Well, because they don't have those years of experience, for one thing. Yeah, a lot of the seniority. I keep saying that.
So the older guys know how to do it. They know how to compile it in such a way that it is memory safe. So
it's
an
why
inexperienced
Terry
thing.
Davis kept talking about his compiler, in his
the God
Christian
code.
Bible. The God code. They kept talking about the God code and the compiler and why it was important. And Terry Davis was very intelligent, That Bible OS, that's no joke. But yeah, it's more than just Terry Davis.
Shout outs.
I see the glowies. It's more than just old grumpy developers. Converting existing large code base to memory safe languages can be an enormous undertaking. It's time consuming, resource intensive, requires careful planning to maintain functionality, and frankly, it's a pain in the rump. Another problem is that memory-safe languages may introduce performance slowdowns compared to C and C++. There's a reason we're still using these decade-old, difficult languages. With them, developers can produce the fastest programs. Given a choice between speed and security, programmers and the companies that employ them go for the fastest code every time. And that's kind of fucking true. The idea is to get the job done. We'll get the security done later. That's why we... Yeah, the most performant. Yeah, and that's why they ordered the Pajeets to come over and do the security stuff, and that still ends up spaghetti code. I mean, I apologize.
Maybe that's what the whole article is trying to say without saying it. These third world country developers don't know how to make it secure, and maybe it's intentional? Question mark.
Maybe,
because if you're building something, let's say I'm hired to build a platform for your business, right? For whatever reason, why not give myself a back door and sell it on the black market?
Pretty much. That's what happened to a good friend of ours who had the impression that he was going to work with some group of developers on the internet, and that he was still going to have some license agreement with this person that was halfway across the world. He told him his idea. His idea was stolen.
Here's all the blueprint. Here's all the blueprints and points in my idea and how everything works. Please build it for me.
Please build it for me. Yeah, it's fucking God, Jesus Christ.
It's unfortunate, but if I had been in the room, I would have suggested not revealing all the cards and how everything worked, but.
No, I that's besides the point. But
yeah,
that is a lot of issues
for us.
A lot of these companies now. Yeah, besides the sheer migration costs, companies also face the expense of replacing existing development tools, debuggers, and testing frameworks to support the new languages. Then, of course, they're integrating the new programs with the old code and libraries, which is that's a big no-no. There's a lot of shit that's going on. The CISA is insisting that this be done, or at least Companies must come up with roadmaps for removing their existing code base by January 1st, 2026. The system argues that the long-term benefits in terms of reduced vulnerabilities and improved security outweigh the initial investment. That said, this is a proposal.
Let me stop you for a second. So you keep saying the CISA, the CISA, which again is the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency. Keep going.
Yeah. No, yeah, the CISA, yeah. That said, this assistance is a proposal and comes with a request for comment. If you agree or disagree with the approach and want Uncle Sam to know about it before any decision is made or rule put in place, see the Federal Register. Oh shit!
So they're asking for inputs from people.
Yeah, they want people to go out there and like talk about the document. I mean, the document is right here.
Here's my face right now on the bottom here.
Yeah, did you click on the Federal Register?
No.
Click on it. Click on it.
They've got my IP. Right
yeah, a notice by Homeland Security. This is it right here. The agency, Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, Department of Homeland Security.
Don't read all this, please.
Notice availability. No. Yeah. These are like the dates, the addresses that you can submit. Further information. These are the supplementary information. This is the public participation. The background, the list of topics for commentators and so forth.
Here, I'm adding a comment.
No, don't do what he's doing. Don't do what this idiot's doing. But hey, if you want your voice to be heard, you can send a public comment. That's if you're a developer. That's if you're a developer.
If you're very knowledgeable about this, you're probably not watching our show. Let's be honest.
You're probably not watching us. So yeah, you're not watching us at all.
Who are these
You're
idiots?
not watching us. Yeah, I know businesses. They're not going to buy this argument. In the modern corporate world, it's all about maximizing the profits for the next quarter. Spending money today to save money in 2027. It's not going to happen. Eventually, painfully, slowly, we'll move to memory-safe languages. Is it really a good idea? Personally, though, I don't expect it to happen this decade.
It really is a good idea.
In the 2030s, yes. 2020s, no. Neither businesses or programmers have sufficient reasons to make the jump. Sorry, CISA. That's just the way it is. I mean, I understand. I mean, maybe that's why there's all these security breaches, Every other day, T-Mobile's getting hacked. Sony's getting hacked. All these other companies are getting hacked. Maybe their security is programmed in C or C++. And they're trying to integrate those systems, onto newer, more efficient programming languages, that have a little bit more of a closure. You can't just get inside. Who knows? I mean, listen, my nigga.
The AI is going to get in there eventually, right? I don't know.
All the scammers already know C++. Like, I don't know what they're trying to do. All the scammers already know C. They know C++. All the scammers know all the different languages. They know what they're doing. Like, if anything, you're going to make them learn a new language so they could get even better. It's a little questionable. That's just my point, But, listen, maybe there is a legitimate reason. Like I said, maybe a lot of those infrastructure are outdated.
On paper or whatever, like in practice, it sounds like a good idea. It's like, let's make it more safe, sure. Not everyone's going to be an expert programmer that knows how to make it secure, or maybe that the information isn't getting passed down correctly to the newer developers, or like we mentioned jokingly, the developers from other countries are probably getting paid pennies on the dollar.
And that is a big issue, because at this point you have these people that are from overseas. You're bringing them in. They're working on this code. There are. I mean, let's be honest with ourselves. Those devices. All of those devices using those corporate environments, they're all remote controlled. So it's not like they don't know what those people are doing. They're watching you the whole time period. So like, do they really trust these people working on that code? Do they take it home? And like you said, do they know the backdoors? Are they really, coding without malicious intent? It's I don't know, man. It's a little scary. That's why, like, this type of work, I wouldn't outsource it. I would want it more in-house. But like we've mentioned before, a lot of those senior developers are all gone. They retired. That's it. And who's really willing to learn this stuff? They're going to use AI to learn. And for all that, we're just giving AI all the keys at this point. You know? Oh, you want to talk about this garbage here, man? You wanted me to shut the fuck up, huh?
Well, I don't.
You were just like, yeah, I need this guy to shut up.
I don't really know what else to say. Again, I'm not too knowledgeable on the subject. I'm glad we went through it because if you just read the headlines, it's like, oh man, what's gonna happen? Oh no, cybersecurity, this and that. Like if you just read the headlines, you make some kind of opinion. I certainly did about what's happening. So I can't really. I wish I could say more. I really don't know what else to say on the subject. Like, I guess.
And you call yourself a developer?
I do not. I call myself a Frankenstein's retarded assistant. Okay.
A Frankenstein.
Hey, Frankenstein, nice monster. I make my own monster, and I cut off his monster's leg, and I'm like, I'm gonna use this, and I make a weird crab with a man's leg. Hey, Frankenstein, look what I did.
You like what I did, Frankenstein? Look at him. Look at this guy here. Oh,
look at him go. But
yeah, it's like Andrew Dice Clay.
Let's get into something we do know a little bit about, and that's video games.
No, I know absolutely nothing about this subject matter right here. What are you about to show me?
This is a Jinx gameplay sneak peek. How many sneak peeks?
Why are we reviewing this?
How many sneak peeks of 2XKO are we gonna get until this effing game comes out? Like, how many times?
I told you no. I do not want to review this right here. You want to know why? Because I already know it's terrible.
Too bad.
I saw a video on Twitter where they were showcasing some references from the character, and they were like, "Oh, did you guys spot it?" And they had to show what the references were.
Oh, that's fucking engagement farming shit. Like, they draw a circle over some part of the screen in the thumbnail. Like, oh, did you 10 things you missed from fucking this 10-second clip.
I'm like, really? Like,
did you notice
come on, man.
She's walking in a pose similar to the way she walks in the original game? It's like, shut up. Nobody cares.
Nice engagement, you know.
You can try to run, but me, I run this place.
Who's this? Harley Quinn? Harley Quinn is a fighting game character.
That girl with a gun, coming through.
People are idiots, man.
So I thought there were no zoners. So what is she?
I love her run animation though. Oh wait, you're right. Wait, you're absolutely correct. I thought there were no zoners.
I thought zoners were bad.
I thought they wanted to move away from that formula. Was that the reason that they worked with what was that gaming YouTube page that everybody was pissed off that we all Core A Gaming?
Oh yeah.
Everybody was all pissed off because we shot on their video.
Most dislikes we've ever gotten.
I want to say this, guys. Thank you for the dislikes. We actually do enjoy that. I'm happy. And the fact that it was a Core A Gaming video shows me that you guys are a bunch of smooth.
Oh
brains.
no!
Jesus
Come on!
Christ, really?
Don't say that.
Come on, American anime.
We're all on a journey of enlightenment here.
I can't allow that to slide.
So, I mean, she's got a long-range missile. Let's break that down real quick. I just want to kind of see the frames on that. Let me see. Okay, she threw that when he got knocked down. Let me see. Yeah, that looks kind of slow. Do you see the recovery on that?
Yeah.
She's gonna be like the Guilty Gear character. I'm gonna say it now. She's gonna knock you down, and then she's gonna do a setup. She's not gonna be able to zone you. Like, these characters are gonna dash in and blow her up. I can already see that from like the frame data.
It's supposed to be like the fake Cable character. I don't get it.
She looks like, she doesn't look like a zoner. She looks like a setup character. I'm gonna say that right now.
You just set up traps, huh?
Set up traps. Set up the stuff. It's funny because League of Legends is a game that has a lot of diversity when it comes to characters, and I don't mean that in the 2016 plus way. I mean diversity in terms of the way they fight in the game, the way they use their abilities. You've got supports, you've got junglers, you've got tanks. They play the game in a different way. They buy different items. They want to get in your face. They want to run away. They want to zone you out.
Yeah.
They want to build resources, different things. They keep using these clips from the TV show to get these people invested. Like, oh look,
are there rivals?
The TV show.
Are they supposed to be rivals?
I don't know the lore.
Is she from the TV show?
Care.
Is that what it is?
The show sucked. All right, season 1 was crap. I don't care what you say.
Oh, shoot.
It was, as you often say, it was the visual ecstasy and nothing else.
Visual ecstasy, my favorite category.
That TV show was boring, and season 2 is seeming like people are saying it's not good. So probably much worse.
Don't care about the context of the conversation. You know, there is no comprehending. You know, none of that. You're not even understanding. You know what the show is. You're just looking at the visuals. Oh, that's pretty nice. That's cute. Wow. It's like a stoner watching cartoons.
Well, it's also they have an established fan base, so that fan base is going to say particularly positive things, probably. I mean, I guess it could go either way, positive, negative, but if it's like all right, you know, people aren't going to poop on it, you know. If they somewhat abandon the established lore, let's say, in a bad way, like people are going to be overwhelmingly negative. I guess it's like a coin you flip. But they weren't like horrible as far as I understand about the lore. They were mostly very respectful. They did some interesting things with the character, Jinx in particular. And apparently season 2, I haven't watched it, and I didn't watch the ending of the first Arcane season. Apparently they like revert parts of her character arc from the first season, which is, as a writer, always an A+ move.
I think you could take this video off. I'm sorry to cut you off. I think you could turn this video off.
You don't like to watch
now.
Jinx?
No, you showed me the same move like 10 times. I'm over it.
This is all they show us. They're going to show us another sneak peek in like 2 weeks, and the game still won't be out.
This game's never releasing. They're going to do another beta.
When did they first reveal this fucking game? It's been years.
I want to say 2020.
I can't even type in 2XKO review. I got to type Project L.
Yeah, Project L. That's what it was. Oh, 2019. Wow.
2019.
Oh my god, look how different it looks.
Hold on, we gotta put the quality up. I think the quality's down.
So the quality's down.
Look at how many times they've rebuilt this game from the ground up.
Literally, yeah. Because look how different it looks. I kind of like this art style more.
Like the painted kind of art style.
Yeah. It's like a matte paint. Like, yeah.
Very
Get it.
Almost kind of heavy metal magazine almost.
Yeah, they look like action figures.
Yeah.
Why did they decide to go cell shade? Look, she's right there.
Yeah, she's been in the game for a fucking while. And look, there's another character they haven't shown that's also there. But I forgot her name.
Oh yeah, the Crimson Girl. Isn't she from the anime technically?
She's not in season 1, I don't think. I could be wrong.
Mm.
So 2019, right? Let's do some quick math.
It's been 5 years.
6 years, let's say. And then how long did it take for them to get to this point of the game? Another 2? This game's been in development for 8 years, maybe 8-9 years, and we've known about it. We've known about it for like 5-6 years already. Nah,
no,
man.
Actually, no. This game was developed for a lot longer. Remember, because this is around the time period that what was it? Riot Games had just finished that game. What was the name of the game they just finished with the robots?
Rising Thunder.
Yeah, Rising Thunder.
But that wasn't them. They bought it. Didn't they buy it?
Yes, that's the point. That's the point that I'm trying to make. Because remember, they were working on a project already. They abandoned that project, and I guess whatever resources they had left, they started working on this.
Here's Project L,
which
guys.
is basically Project L. Yeah, this is the original Project L. People don't want to admit it. Yeah, this is the original Project L.
This wasn't even a bad game. I didn't like the 8 buttons, but it was fine. It wasn't a bad game. No comment?
Yeah, yeah, right. No, it wasn't. I mean, I could care less about this game. Yeah, Riot got bought up. Whatever game they were working on, they got disbanded. And I think Seth Killian already had left at that time period.
Yeah.
When the Cannon brothers got involved, Seth Killian already had left.
He saw the writing on the wall, or they gave him a lot of money to leave.
Oh my God, yeah, it's fucked up that you put it that way, but you're absolutely right.
And Seth Killian's no new guy to development cycles.
Ah, he's a Street Fighter 2, bro. He was doing He was playing cross-side like the Mexicans, bro.
But he was
nice in Street Fighter 2. Come on, man.
But he was along in that whole development cycle of Street Fighter 4. Like, let's not forget that. And Street Fighter 4 is another game that was also kind of maybe not rebuilt, but definitely like restructured from the ground up. Because we see early images of Street Fighter 4 where it looks completely different. So like,
Oh yeah, like the beta version of Street Fighter 4. Yeah, when it was first.
yeah. Well,
No, that's not an actual beta one.
I think.
No, that's fake.
Oh, this is fake?
These are fake. Yeah, this is fake.
You
as
sure?
Shit. Yeah, I'm 100%. This is fake, bro. Street Fighter 4 alpha testing? Nah, the Street Fighter 4 alpha? Nah, this is some guy that was trying to do his own mod, I think.
Really?
Yeah, that doesn't look real at all.
There was one where they had the... I'm pretty sure this is it.
If you type in Street Fighter 4 beta...
I typed in alpha. But yeah, anyway, Seth Killing, he's been around the game development cycles for a while. Like, he knows... Let's assume that he knew going in that they were going to rebuild the game engine into like something else. He was already like, you know what, just buy me out. We worked on this for already like maybe 2 or 3 years already, Rising Thunder, and you're essentially trying to rebuild this game from the ground up to include these League of Legends characters. Like, you know what, you got have fun with that, guys. And then he leaves.
But I think it was a whole new engine and everything, But you have to go back to that video when Project L was first announced. Like, we got to review that because they were showing a lot of weird things in there.
Oh, let's get back to it.
Announcement, the reveal, yeah, because because this is a lot of early development stuff. Look,
let's look at newest comments. Nothing.
Bro, can you show me the video? I can care less about that.
Look at the comments, guys. Let's read the comments. That's what I'm really here for.
Yeah, pause it. No, go back to when they were showing the girl shooing up.
Okay.
It's something I'm trying to point out.
Right here?
Yeah, and now go back to the other video of her doing that exact same move.
Let's see if I can find it. Does she do it in this one?
Yeah, she does, but I'm trying to remember. I think it was in the more further back.
Look at her doing the combos. We don't like combos. It's in the
beginning. It's in the beginning she does it.
We hate combos, guys.
There you go, yeah.
Oh, that's like...
You see the difference?
That was a kind of different move, though. She kind of shoots at the ground, then it goes up. Maybe you can control the stick, or maybe it does that automatically.
Yeah. Versus this move. That's why I wanted to point it out.
Yeah, it looks like a different move.
They had her shooting up, and they probably had her shooting down. They probably had her working like Cyclops, because that's how Cyclops originally worked. Cyclops had a low shot, he had a mid shot, he had a high shot, and he had an angled shot. He had 4 different shots.
They probably had her as an actual zoner.
Yeah, and they probably took it out. That's crazy. That's why I wanted to point that out. But you wanted to be an idiot.
Read the comments.
Do all this other weird stuff and read the comments.
But look. Look, she starts shooting up, and then it goes up. You see that? She starts shooting on the ground.
It goes up, yeah.
So imagine you're blocking. Imagine you block this, and let's assume the higher shots they don't hit you, so you just punish her for shooting you.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Like, is it? I don't know. So you block her shot, right? Let's say you block this, and now she's aiming up, and all that stuff whiffs on you. You're still on the ground. You recover, and she's still in that animation where she's trying to shoot up.
Imagine the worst scenario that you're crouching and it's an overhead.
That'd be kind of cool.
Oh, now it's cool because it's an overhead while you're crouching?
Gotta block high now.
Oh my, I hate this. That's a terrible mechanic.
Learn to block.
Oh,
that'd be awesome.
Mm-hmm. There it goes. Look how different the game is. How many years?
I want to say I'm gonna say 8. All right. By the time this game comes out, or at least the version we're getting, 8.
Yeah. Look at the way they're playing that game. Ooh, and it had parries. You saw that parry?
That was a parry? Oh no.
Yeah, that was a parry.
I bliat.
There's a reason why I wanted you to point out the original Project L announcement. There were other Project L reveals, but before they changed the art style.
Which one? Dude, I remember showing this to my cousin, who's a big League of Legends guy, like years ago, and then I was like talking about it like 1 year ago, and I was like, oh, you know, they got that new Project L. Do you see that trailer? And he's like, what? No, isn't that game out already?
Oh snap! That's hilarious.
Isn't that? This is what League of Legends players are saying about the game. I thought that came out already. They think your game came out already, and if no one says anything good about it, there's no like good discussion about the game because no one's playing it. No one has the hands on. What? Who's gonna care once your game comes out? It's finally out, guys. And all the normies. Are they even gonna like?
I'll post up this video right here because this video actually shows some of the other beta footage.
Please. Because now I'm just scrolling. Now I'm just doom scrolling.
It's only gonna be the first 30 seconds. That's it.
Primero 30 segundos.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, there she is.
Yeah.
2 years ago. So what am I seeing here? The gameplay or this poll?
No, this was just like some of the stuff that got leaked out. I'm just showing you the gameplay footage. Stop being an idiot.
All 23 champions leaked. Yikes. All right, spoilers, guys.
Yeah, who cares? Yeah, you see, like they already had like the gameplay footage, and it's still like the older art style, which I like more. And you see how she plays? Go back.
Yeah,
look how she originally played.
She's got the different shots. I wonder if that's normals. It'd be cool if that's normals.
And they were showing all beta versions of, all footage of her. That was the other
I don't even know who
hero that they showed off. Yeah, they like teased her, and I think that was it. I don't think they showed anything else if I'm right.
Here's Braun, Blitzcrank. Oh, what's that kid's name? Oh, this lady.
Yeah.
See, but like some of these characters,
I just said the first 30 seconds. That was it.
You want them to be zoners. Oh, Thresh, that'd be kind of cool. I like Thresh.
These are people speculating and stuff. But like I said, I just wanted to show you the actual like gameplay footage. Like this is another one where they actually have the same girl in it, but they don't have her fighting. But she's fighting the Squid Girl.
All these characters
so,
make
they
sense.
They were always teasing the characters. What, in that speculation video?
Yeah. Those characters make sense, but it's lacking some of the monsters, and League of Legends in general lacks a lot of those weird monsters.
Oh, look, see, she's doing a different attack, like a cable style attack.
Let's see.
See?
Let's pull that back. Let's see. Yeah, that's more of a zoning skill. That one. Like,
yeah, you see how she has like the lower shot?
A beam too. She's got a beam. She has the low shot. I mean, I think she has that low Gatling gun.
Yeah, but remember, it rises up.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if that's a control thing. That's something.
Yeah, I don't know how many buttons this game is. That's another thing.
We actually do.
Layout for this game was terrible.
We do know actually.
We do. Let's look at it real quick.
It ain't 3 buttons. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, I remember that gameplay footage. I mean that beta footage. That's why I was looking at the new trailer you were showing me, and I was like, that kind of looks familiar. I thought they shared it already.
Dog shit. So we got low, medium, high, special 1, special 2, and then you got T, which is I don't know what T is supposed to be.
Supposed to be taunt.
Is it throw? No, assist tag team. So that's your tag button.
Oh, tag team. Oh, you have your tag button. Okay.
So you got 2 buttons for special moves. You do your up special, your forward special, your back special, your down special, which I have no problem with. I don't mind that control scheme, as long as it's not fucking. Oh, never mind. It is 8 buttons, like fucking. Yeah, never mind. I don't like 8-button games. If you can't make it 6 buttons, you fucked up. Sorry. 6 buttons or less. If you can't do that, you fucked up.
Has my audio quality been good? I've been wearing
fine.
The wrong headphones the whole time.
You've been fine. It's fine. So yeah, we have the
wrong headphones the whole time.
We have the dash button and the parry button, and maybe dash button isn't required, so maybe then it's a 7-button game. That's still too much. You fucked up. That is, you still fucked up. All right, let's see. You linked another video. What is this? Was this another leak?
It's the girl. Yeah, it's the girl from the trailer. She was already here.
Yeah, they've had her in as like a dummy. They've shown her off.
And it took them this long to finally show us that she can play. Like, can they release this game and get it over with? Like, I don't get it.
Seriously, just put it in people's hands already, dude. Like
yeah, that's pretty much
the
it.
longer they sit on this, the longer people don't care anymore.
Yeah, nobody's gonna care about the game. And when it does come out, what's the incentive to play? Does it have the $1 million tournament?
I guess it will maybe have some big league. I imagine like what if they do like a big league tournament and they try to shoehorn this game into the fucking stream and all the viewers are like, who cares or some shit. I can see it happening. Let's look at this again.
How big is League of Legends?
It's probably one of the biggest esports in the game. That's kind of cool. Look, she got like a sliding. It's almost like a JoJo move. She's got the sliding dash attack.
Yeah,
kind of.
You gotta understand. I understand they're big in the mobile world, but
it's a big IP.
I always questioned why they wanted to make a fighting game. Like, I understand they got the Netflix anime. They have all the toys, the T-shirts, the mugs, all the different licensing stuff, but why a fighting game?
It seems like a vanity. It just seems like a vanity project. And, if, I believe it's going to be free to play, right?
It should.
There is...
It should follow that model.
There is a demand for a free to play fighting game. But will this be the one to do it? I don't know. And they're trying to promote it like, 2v2 kind of game. And then they don't even know like what they want the game to be. Like, that we don't like combos, we don't like zoning, so everybody's a rush down, and it's like, your League of Legends player, they're not going to enjoy getting comboed. They're not going to enjoy sitting in a combo. They're not going to enjoy watching a cutscene. The reason they don't play, and I've said this before on this channel, the reason a lot of League of Legends players don't like Dota 2 is because the stuns and disables in Dota 2, quote unquote, your combos, let's say, where you don't control your character, they're like 2 times, sometimes 3 times longer than they would be in League of Legends. And you can't like flash out, which is a thing in League of Legends where like you escape essentially. You escape the conflict. It's like a time, you got like a 5-minute cooldown where every 5 minutes or something, you could like you have a get out of jail free card basically. Where's the flash in this game? The guy's comboing me and I can leave and then reset the situation. You're basically your whole player base that you're coming from, you essentially want them to buy in on the characters. You're not really offering anything else to them aside from, oh look, this character is in this game now. You could play her this way in a 2D fighting game style. Meanwhile, like fighting games are like extremely niche, and the people who actually enjoy fighting games, are they gonna like what you did?
No. They're too opinionated. That's why a game like Street Fighter 2 can't come back.
Nope.
If they were release a fighting game with just those bare bone mechanics, it wouldn't survive.
Where's my drive rush?
Mm-hmm.
Like visually, I think the game looks fine, but the appeal has already worn off. If they had never shown anything for this game and just kept it under wraps for 8 years or whatever the fuck it is, and then like let's say the game comes out in 3 months, and 3 months early they go, oh, we're revealing this game to you, and it has a better title than 2XKO.
Yeah.
They're like, oh look, this looks cool. Oh look, this. Oh, they got the League of Legends guys. Oh damn, it looks cool. In 3 months, damn. Oh, that's cool. And then you get all the people invested are talking about, oh look, this game comes out in 3 months. Oh shit. Oh, we're gonna play. Oh yeah, it looks great. But now,
I think the Cannon brothers. I'm sorry.
Retarded.
No, shut your mouth. What? I'm sorry for cutting you off. What I was gonna mention really quick before cutting you off is that what I think the initial problem was is that the Cannon brothers were too concerned with balancing the game. That's why they did the little private beta session with some of the top players, and some of them did find like the touch of death combos, and they were talking with the Cannon brothers. And obviously, I'm not gonna say, these people had some interior motives, but like they were at least suggesting to the Cannon brothers, maybe you should tone it down a bit, so for like they've done it, I think twice at Evo so far, and Justin Wong said it, that there was a touch of death that he found, and he's surprised that none of the other players found it. But I think one of the Cannon brothers came out and said that they already had took it out by then because nobody found it, and like they didn't want it to be problematic in the game. So they could have made the game interesting, But
Well,
here comes these players, and they're just like, no, we can't have this style. This one touch kill. Listen, I'm a fan of the one touch kill. If you're nice enough to pull it off, right, your whole combo, fuck it, so be it, But if you drop that combo, then not, And I think that's another thing. They want that continuous tug of war, like in Street Fighter 6. But in reality, in Street Fighter 6, that tug of war doesn't really exist. They just both get in burnout, and it's all about who gets their bar back.
who gets the Oki situation, how many times?
Yeah.
And then who has the resource dump win condition? It's really not an interesting game at all. Like, what am I supposed to feel watching this?
Marvel, bro.
It's Marvel, dude. But it's
Oh,
not.
I'm sorry, it's not. Yeah, it's American anime. I'm sorry.
American anime. By the way, when I mentioned 2XKO, they had the tagline underneath 2XKO where it says a 2v2 fighting game. So they already have to explain what it is because it's not clear with the fucking title. I thought it was clear. I thought it was implied in the title. Oh, it's a 2v2 fight. No, they had to add a tagline so you know it's a 2v2 fighting game because it's not obvious at all by that stupid fucking name. 2XKO, a 2v2 fighting game.
Do you think they regret registering their name 2XKO?
No.
Or copywriting that name?
I think
Do you think they regret it?
I think they're in a circle jerk of yes men. That's what I think.
Can you imagine that? You copyright a name like that? You're under the impression that, this is going to sell gangbusters, This is what's going to make my game successful.
Oh, no.
And everybody's telling you, what the fuck is the game about? Like, they hear the name and they're like, okay, well, what's the game about? No, it's a fighting game. It's a fighting game? Like, they become even more confused. Like, this is not a name that a fighting game would have. Like, we have Mortal Kombat, Killer Instincts, The King of Fighters, Fatal Fury, The Art of Fighting. Like, you see those names? Even Bloody Roar.
That's a name that makes you think about what is happening in the game.
Yeah, it makes you think.
2XKO sounds like a 4X strategy game from 1994. And that wouldn't even be a good title for those either.
It's like they really sat there in their offices like, this is a wonderful name. Look at this logo my friend made. We have to make this logo the name of the game.
We have this Dominican intern over here who has decided a name. I think we should hear him out, being that he's from a disenfranchised community of plantain eaters. We need to see what he made at the meeting. Let's see what he made here. I think it's called 2XKO because you died twice. Like, oh yeah,
died twice.
They start jerking him off and clapping in the room.
Que mueren dos veces en este juego.
Está muy heavy. Está muy heavy que se llama 2XKO. Está muy heavy. Qué bacano.
No, yo estoy un poquito confundido porque ellos me están diciendo 2XKO, pero yo estoy bebiendo 2X y después yo me pongo KO.
I'm drinking
Estoy un
2X.
poquito confundido. Yo estoy bebiendo el 2X, después yo me
Oh
pongo
my
que
god!
yo.
And they're like, yeah, we gotta make this the name of the game now because this diverse individual decided.
Absolutely, it's a terrible name. Why did they think
Speculation
that was a
here,
good idea?
folks.
I'm so confused.
Well, that about does it for this fantastic episode of
this is
the temporarily named it podcast, the TSB, the Two Seething Boomers.
we talked about absolutely nothing today. This was a very I'm happy for once. This is a very natural episode. I didn't have to force anything. I think.
The only thing you're gonna force out after this is a nice big dumperino.
Oh yes, a nice hog shit, as they say.
What's going on here? What's going on here? Put that down. What's going on here? What are you doing?
That's all, folks.
Exactly.
Any last words?
My punk?
Let's not play that one. I think that one's getting us in trouble.
All right. Learn some footsies.
MF.
Yeah.
I got the picture.
Get out of here. Yeah.
Later, folks.
GG.